welcome back to Flow Living TV. I'm Elisa. I'm here to guide you on your path to becoming the healthiest woman that you can be, and of course the most powerful in your own life, with health as your foundation. And I'm taking our weekly Q&A from a reader and a viewer. So this question is all about exercising and sticking to an exercise plan, even though we might be experiencing some hormonal issues. So Amanda's asking, I'm thinking about my body from a cyclical perspective. How do I tailor my exercise routine to support my hormonal patterns throughout the month? I notice that I get burnt out half of the month and I don't want to do my workout, but I'm trying to get in shape. What can I do? Amanda, this is such a great question, and I know that so many women struggle with this and they're not sure how they're supposed to react. So if you've ever felt like you're trying to do the same workout you did last week at your gym, you're taking the same exact class, and for some reason, last week you were crushing the class, and this week you're dragging yourself literally through the class and you're checking the clock, hoping that the class will end soon. It's not you, it's your hormones. And I mean that in the best possible way. That we are walking around as women with this assumption that our body should behave and perform in the same exact levels of energy and mood and all of that each and every day, when biochemically and neurochemically, that is not the case. We're operating in a cyclical pattern which has us feeling and acting and being energized in different ways throughout the month. So it would also make sense if you're trying to be really good and be on an exercise routine that it would take into account what those patterns are. So for those of you who are beating yourself up mentally, saying you're lazy and you have no willpower, I just want you to let that go. It has nothing to do with that. You're amazing. You're so good at getting yourself to the gym, and you should be proud of yourself for committing to taking care of yourself in that way and carving out the time for exercise in a life that I know is like super busy and booked. So instead of worrying about why you can't perform it the same way every day when you're working out, I'd love to offer you Flow Living's plan for feeling good at the gym during your exercise every week of the month. So let's break down the 4 phases of the cycle and look at how you can be exercising to cross-train with your cycle. So the first phase of your cycle is the follicular phase. This is the phase in which your eggs are just beginning to mature. You have very low levels of overall estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, etc. But you're feeling energized. Your period just ended and you're starting to feel an upswing in energy as estrogen moves and increases in concentration as it moves towards ovulation. This is a time to do cardio, to try something new at the gym. If you've been meaning to take that Zumba class or some really funky, interesting, like pseudo sword fighting class at the gym, try it out. You're more interested in new things and you have more curiosity and energy for all of that new activity. And have it be more heavily focused on the cardio aspect. Try that for those 7 days when you're working out. Then we move into the ovulatory phase, and this is where we have a spike in estrogen and follicular stimulating hormone, which then helps us release one of those eggs that's been maturing in the follicular phase and release that into the fallopian tube to do its business. From an exercise standpoint, this is where we have a lot of energy. Testosterone gets a boost here too, so this is a great time to do that boot camp class and try something new with strength training, kettlebells, where you can do that high intensity interval training. This is a great week to do that. You're gonna feel great. You're gonna leave an hour of exercise feeling energized and not feeling drained, and that's how I want you to feel every time you leave a workout. Then we're in the luteal phase. Now this is the phase that most women complain about because they're hormonally imbalanced and their symptoms of PMS start rearing their ugly little heads at this time. You have some really interesting hormones at play this week. You have both an increase in progesterone, estrogen, and testosterone, and then you have towards the second half of the luteal phase a decrease in estrogen and progesterone and testosterone. So you kind of have 2 weeks in one, if you will. You have 2 distinct feelings, experiences of this luteal phase. So the first half of the luteal phase, you can stay in that aggressive, killer workouts at the gym, leverage that testosterone to your benefit, do that hard boot camp class, do all of that. As you move past the peak of estrogen and progesterone into the second half of the luteal phase, start to focus on things like a really good and intense yoga class, or take that Pilates or gyrotonics. Try something that's really stretching and moving your body in different ways, but that isn't having you be jumping around as much. Begin that. That'll be maybe 3 days of the whole phase. Then, when you actually enter the phase where you're on your period and the levels of hormones begin to decline rapidly, testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, you're going to notice that you feel a little bit more lower energy, which is natural to happen at this time. It shouldn't feel dramatic. It shouldn't feel like you want to lay down and take a nap all day. But this would be a great time to take a beautiful walk through the park or in your neighborhood, or again, take a gentle yoga class or Pilates class. Keep moving, but cross-train your body. And what's really brilliant about this is if you're exercising in a way that's in alignment with those changing hormonal patterns, you're cross-training your exercise. And any trainer that you work with will tell you, you get better results when you keep muscle confusion high and change up the different types of activities that you're doing. So if you're someone who's struggling with hormonal imbalance, trying to lose weight, and trying to really be sticking to your commitment to working out, my solution is cross-train your exercise routine with your cycle, and you will get more results more quickly with less stress on the body. Now I want to hear from you. Let me know what you think of this video by leaving a comment below. And do you have a question that you need answered? Email us at info@flowliving.com and we'll be sure to help take care of your ovaries really, really fast. Every woman should feel good all month long. I invite you to join our community and experience your new normal of health.